Hello. Today it marks some significant event, probably, maybe. I mean, there's something significant happening to pretty much everyone at some point every day, so I don't know if it can really be regarded as significant. Um, um, yeah, even I don't know if anything, even by my own standards, it is not terribly significant because it was through no great achievement of my own. I mean, it's weird. It's odd. That birth is celebrated in the way that it is. If you haven't gleaned this information already, either from personal correspondence or from inference, it is in fact my birthday. I know. Yogurt Day video on birthday. It's unheard of. I haven't made anything for a little while, just simply due to being largely busy and distracted and unfocused. Although I have been focused on other things, which some of you will be eventually aware of. If you're a true enthusiast. Um, Today we have another plain yogurt. It's not Tesco though this time. It's a genuine high quality implement. Implement. Not. I suppose it's an implement of yogurtification in a way. Um, yeah, lovely work. I hope it tastes nice. I hope that it's just that the Tesco one was shit and not just that plain yogurt in general is shit. That would really be not a great discovery to make. Okay, mixed feelings so far. I'm pretty convinced plain yogurt is ass. But I do have something to take the edge off. Actually, I don't really see why I should have to settle for eating a completely mediocre yogurt on my birthday. However, I am gonna eat it, so I'm just gonna fetch something to bolster the yogurt with, some honey of some form. BRB. Um, yeah, you get a chair stream in the meantime. Enjoy whatever's behind me. Okay, you've seen enough. Oh my. I look like a completely different human being. That's because I'm actually not the same human being. Um, yeah, I hope you were able to glean some joyous information from my surroundings. And if not, then what the fuck are you up to? Like, come on, there's plenty of interesting and fascinating inferences to make about other people's lives based on their possessions. Um, that's what the internet's about. Maybe. Um, Okay, that's actually quite glorious. I'm very pleased with the addition of the honey. Um, mm. I think oftentimes life, whenever life does feel like, you know, whenever it does feel a bit shit, or just not meeting expectations, it can often be the addition of a very small amount of something new and different that can completely change perspective on everything. I mean, I suppose in a shortage, even scarce amounts of positive impact can be hugely influential. And we're quite sensitive to those small changes. Mm. Yeah. The tricky thing is often, in those cases, determining what that thing is. Um, it's very easy to stumble upon something that seems to if you sort of know that you need that something, then every time you encounter it, or not every time you encounter something new, you can instantly be like, ah, this new thing must be the change that my life needs. This must be the thing that I've been missing. And it's often very easy to overlook the details of actually what you're partaking in. You kind of get the full sight, and if you keep digging along that vein, you can get yourself very deep into a hole that you do not want to be in. Um, I don't know. It is something to dwell on. I'm also, I mean, that is just simply experimenting. With hmm, well, successful discovery is driven by experimentation and theory. So you got to have your theory right, and you've also got to experiment. But your experiments, your two pitfalls are then sort of if you spend too much time theorizing and don't experiment, you're never gonna like, you're never gonna affirm your discoveries or actually see them realized. And if you spend too much time experimenting and have no theory, you're also not going to be able to you're not going to be able to understand and draw the right conclusions from your real life lessons, I suppose. Um, yeah, that's a thought process. Quite a scientific approach, I suppose. Um, I always have been an appreciator of science as a means of discovering things, because I don't know, discovery is one of my probably my more favorite things. It's a very nice feeling to finally get answers to questions that you've had, or even to you know even to go through the process of trying to find an answer to something. The process can change you, even if you never do get the answer. Um, and changing is usually a good thing. Usually, um, I mean, even if you change for the worse, you've still had a broader range of experience, so you have more data to learn from. You know what I mean? So that means that your next change is simply just going to drive you to something even better. Perhaps. Yeah. Better to change and learn than to remain the same and never know that there could be a better alternative, I suppose. But then again, sometimes you could say change to something that you already know. You can make a change that you already know is not gonna benefit you. In which case you're just ignoring the evidence that you've learned from your past experience, which is kind of dumb. Don't do that. Or maybe do, I don't know. Making past mistakes is a choice, perhaps. Or maybe it's not a choice, I don't know. The idea of choice is a very weird one, because, you know, once you've made a choice, it's too late. Usually. Well, always, because time always goes forward, so you can never actually change your decision. I'm someone who's very indecisive though, so use of the first person though. I think it usually indecision tends to be fueled by a lack of information. So you could do all the theory you want, but that's another example where experimentation is needed. So the solution to indecision would therefore be to choose an option, and then see what happens. Not very helpful if the consequence. Not very helpful if you're not then later able to then make that same decision again, or change your decision, because yeah, that's a bit of a conundrum actually. What do you do if you have two choices, and you don't know which is better, but you're never going to be able to make that choice again? Maybe there's actually a third option that you've not explored, or that you haven't even conceived of. Second time the word conceived appears in one of my videos. Someone in the comments must keep count, because I know you freaks are out there. Yeah, very much so. I'm making it most of the way through. This is gonna be a long video though. I'm not got it in me anymore. That's simply not true. I'm not that old. I can still eat yogurt. I'm also wearing headphones on this one. That's new. Observe the brand. Not sponsored, but I don't like how much product placement there is in my videos. Like, I could totally be sponsored by like 5 different companies for making this, and I'm not getting jack shit. I hate how capitalism is like this. Think about how much money they could all save on advertising if they just asked me to make physical contact with their products on stream. Not stream. Why do I've said stream twice this video and it's not a stream. I need to recontextualize my awareness of the digital self. Chat, why is plain yogurt so mediocre? Really makes you wish for any other flavor. I suppose if nothing else is a test of tolerance. Sometimes we have to tolerate things. It's something I wish to work on. I'm alright sometimes, but there are definitely moments in my life where I could have been more tolerant, and really makes you want to accumulate the patience of something very patient. What's a typically patient animal? Not me. Okay. It's very difficult to remain laterally adjusted in this seating position. We're nearly there. I may extract more honey for my own benefit. Humans surely are the rodents of the animal kingdom. Like, we got teeth and everything. Oh my god, we're so nearly there. I'm nearly free. Okay. Whew. I've done it. Again. Next week I'm gonna get a flavour. Goodbye.